there. Why doesn't the North Star ever move? Now, I just heard this today. I really did. First time in my whole entire life, I heard someone say that the North Star never moves. It's like in a fixed location. And if that's so, why is it? And I also thought, well, I'm going to look just now. I looked and I asked, why doesn't the North Star move? And there's lots of different explanations out there for it. There is. But I find it very interesting when we go to the observatories and stuff, and you see all the stars, they go around like that. And but the North Star doesn't. Is the North Star, is it a ship? Is it, are we in a simulation? Are we in a matrix? Is it a hologram? Is it special? It has to be very special in order to stay in one location. Is it like, is it a satellite that just sits up there in orbit? I don't know, because I really didn't look at any of the theories. I did a query about it, and I hopped on here. That's what happened, you all. There's got to be some plausible explanation that would be accepted by the majority of the people concerning the North Star and why it does not move. So, I doubt if anybody's on the live stream. It's as if before I start a video, wherever I go right beforehand, boom, they know what I'm going to say. They do. That's okay. I hope you enjoy the show as you eagerly wait for Gina to start talking. And the reason I don't upload my live video to the Creator Studio or send it to the Creator Studio ahead of time, because I never know what I'm going to say. And I don't really know how people can do that if they're going to do a live stream. I think it'd be in real time, you know. I really do. So that's why I never upload my live stream. Start sending us your live stream video before you go live. Well, I can't do that. I think it's totally impossible for me, because then I won't be in the present moment. Okay, I wouldn't. And then what's the use of doing a live stream if you have to send your live video ahead of time? That I don't see any use in it. I don't, because I want to talk live time with people. I really do, because I love people. I do. Yeah, see, I'm right. We only got 15 people watching. And it's only one person in the comment, y'all. It's Ehib. Ehib. Kind of remind me of Emotep. No offense, but that's kind of what it reminded me of. Y'all, let me come over here. I'm going to show you. Look at this right here. 3 minutes and 18 seconds. And we got Ehib. It's called the Polar Star. Oh, the Polar Star. It's used to be guided about direction. See, and how did it get there? And who put it there? See, that would be a good question. How did it get there and who put it there? And if the same person who put it there, or the same entity who put it there, why just that star in one place, and why the other stars to where they move? That's the question. That's right. So that's one theory. I did see what it's called the Polar Star, the North Pole. It's used to be guided. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. So let me look at this. So we come over here, and we're going to look at this. I won't stay on here too long, but it is, let's look at this. Right here, we come in right here, you all. Polaris is a star in the northern circumpolar constellation of Ursa Minor. It is designated a Ursa Minoris and is commonly called the North Star or the Pole Star, with an apparent magnitude that fluctuates around 1.98. It is the brightest star in the constellation, and it is readily visible to the naked eye at night. Isn't that interesting? So it's readily recognizable at night. So if you're just tuning in, we're trying to ask the theories of why does not the North Star, what is it and how, where is it at? Okay, look. Caltech. Oh, this is from Caltech. NASA at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Caltech. Polaris, known as the North Star, sits more or less directly above Earth's North Pole along our planet's rotational axis. Ooh! Well, that was a little rotational to somehow plop in here to NASA. That's okay, you all. So I would assume that it just sits in place and it's like a big pinpoint. No, I did not want to click on that. It's the imaginary line that extends through the planet and out of the north and south poles. It rotates around like this line, like a spinning top, and Polaris is quite close to the point. So let's see. Let me. I'm gonna have to put this in here because I clicked into it. You all, we can do this. We can do this. Absolutely, we can. There, I've got that in there. If you are just tuning in. It's what's projecting our reality, sun and moon. Oh, I wonder, no, when we looked at the stars and the lines coming from them, they were going in the opposite direction at a diagonal line. So it could have been that. So let's come back over here. Let's look at that. So that was, look at that. So July the 28th. By Preston Dykes. It's not hard to spot. I've never seen it in the sky, I don't think. I couldn't tell you where it's at. I guess if I looked up there in the north sky, I might find it. I might find it, you also. Look at this. Oh, the Big Dipper. And the Little Dipper. And then you have this right here. Boom. Right there, you all. This is where it's located. If you can locate the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, you will see Polaris, which is supposed to be the North Star. This is what I wonder. Let me ask you this. Now, if this is the only star that stays in one place in the sky, because they said it never moves, does these stars move with it, or do they stay in place? That's what I wonder. Would they move with it too? It's always been the North Star. Earth's rotation wobbles over the course of about 26,000 years, the way a spinning top also wobbles as it spins. This causes the celestial pole to wander in a slow circle over the eons, sweeping past different stars. Sometimes there's no bright star near the celestial pole, as in the case of the southern hemisphere at present. About 14,000 light years ago, the celestial pole pointed toward the bright star Vega as it swept out its lower circle. Come on, you all. Boom. Hello there in Denmark, you all. This is not really a subject that people are supposed to talk about. I really don't think it is. So it's located in the Ursa Minor is where it's located. And I am not a star expert, but let me tell you something. I don't have to be an expert in anything that I share in order to share it. Why? Because I can be inquisitive and ask questions and stuff like that and kind of form a personal opinion. I don't have to be an expert, and neither do you all. You can be curious and investigate and come to your own conclusions is what you can do. You can. I promise you, you can. That's right. Let's see this. But let me type in this. I want to type in this one thing because I did. North Star does not move. Okay. Let's see what it says. I never did. The North Star, known as Polaris, appears to stay fixed in our northern sky. It marks the location of the sky's North Pole and celestial pole. Okay. Let's put this search on here in case you all want to go to that search and you don't want to do a lot of searching and you want to look at the search that we search for. So we can put that there like that. It's absolutely okay to do it. It is Lord Chemtrail. That's a lovely name. That's right. A channel name. That's perfect. It is. It's perfect. So the North Star does not move. Case closed. The Earth is still. The Earth is still. I want to see that, you all. I like that twirling like that. Whoever this is. A planet truth. A planet truth. And I like to look at different theories. I do. I can't be objectional if I don't look at all the theories. I can't. And I may agree with some of the theories, just like you. You may agree with some of what some person says, but maybe not all of what someone says, but you may agree with some of it. That's why you let the rest of it go. That's what you can do with this. You may agree with some, and the rest you may just let go. But if your mind is fixed, the case is closed, like they said, case closed. Well, no, we got to have an open mind. We do. So, the fact alone, the North Star has never moved from its position relative to Earth in the history of mankind, and it never will. It is always in the same spot in our sky from our perspective here on Earth. This fact alone, forgetting this massive number of proofs and pieces of evidence, is a case-closed observation. The Earth does not spin on an axis. It does not orbit around the sun that is in outer space or our so-called solar system. It is not hurtling through space and orbiting around some other body. And the North Star, as well as every other star, is itself not hurtling through space and itself orbiting around something else. You are, wow, that's like, that's a whole mindful right there, you all. This is a, right then and there, you all. This is her theory or his theory. I think it's a woman, but I wouldn't say that it is, but this is a theory out here. We kind of look at that theory. I'm kind of open-minded. Are you all open-minded? Yes. Yes, we are. As far as I know, let's read the official story. As far as I know, the official story to explain the North Star never moving is that Earth is tilted on its axis, and that tilt is always pointed precisely at the North Star. Well, if it were true, it would mean that the North Star movements relative to the Earth would need to be in exact precision as the Earth moves around the sun. So, all of the heavenly bodies that are supposed to spinning, orbiting, and hurtling through space would need to move in such a way that the tilt of the Earth's axis would always point directly at the North Star, which would give the appearance that the North Star does not move from our perspective on Earth. I hope you're all listening. We're just listening to one person's theory on this, is what they're listening to. That's right, you all. We can do it. We're going to read it. That's right. It's a theory. We open-minded. We like theories. We do. We like to see what other people think. Here is a diagram of the official explanation. If you just imagine the Earth moving around the sun with the tilt of the axis always being the same, then it makes no sense that the Earth would always be in the same place relative to the North Star would always be in the same place relative to the Earth's axis. Now let's find that North Star. Is that the star? So the North Star, so it would always be in the same place. Well, that's kind of like the moon, you all. Well, see, that's no, that's kind of like the moon. Why don't we ever see the other side of the moon? That's what that reminds me of. I'd like to see the other side of the moon. With this diagram right here, that makes me think that we're not seeing the whole picture if it's fixed in one spot. Now, if the Earth was indeed flat, that would explain a lot. That would explain a lot if the Earth was flat, and since the moon, we only see one side, it would make me think if the moon was flat. But I'm sorry, you all. If the Earth was flat, the North Star, that would make perfect sense. Now, I'm open to that theory, the flat Earth. I'm open to the round Earth. I'm open to the North Star rotating and always in a fixed place. But that doesn't make sense, but that's okay, you all. We can look at it, and it's okay. It really is. I'm not going to get upset about it, you all. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to get upset about this theory right here. I'm not going to get upset about another theory. I'm just going to listen and take it in, and I may have some critical thinking and stuff like that. But that's okay, you all. We can do it. We will do it. So let's look at this. Add to all of this the fact that all the stars revolve in perfect circles around the North Star. This proves that the Earth does not move, the North Star does not move, and the other stars are not suns trillions and trillions of miles away that are hurtling through space. Well, that reminds me of sitting in a stellarium, if that's what it is. When you're little, when you go, to go to the museums and stuff, and you go in there and you sit in that seat, and you got all the stars above like that. It is so cool. You got that big old dome-like ceiling, and you sit up there and look at the stars. It is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Even though, that was a fake area, I still appreciated the beauty of it, and I can still appreciate the experience of sitting in that chair in that dark area and looking up at all those stars on that ceiling. I appreciated the artwork, the beauty of it. It was pretty cool. It really was. It was. The implications of this are staggering. It means that we have been lied to on a massive scale by science, by governments, by space agencies, and in general by any group that uses this lie for its dark agenda. It's just a little hyperbole. It's an exaggeration of the truth, but that was one person's theory that, the Earth, that's how they explained it. It just doesn't move that well, you all. So we looked at that. We did look at that. Why doesn't it move? Let's read this one. Let's click into this one. Do I want to click into this one, or do I want to do this one? No, I don't want to think. Let me click into this one right here. I'm not going into that one below it, you all. I will not. I just want to see if they'll let us come into this. Let me just do this one. Hopefully this one is this is the objective point of view, hopefully, other than that one, because it's good to look at the 2 points of views back to back. We can do it. We can. Why is the North Star the only star that doesn't move? Polaris, the North Star, appears stationary in the sky because it is positioned close to the line of the Earth's axis, projected into space. As such, it's the only bright star whose position relative to a rotating Earth does not change. All of the other stars appear to be opposite of the Earth's rotation beneath them. Besides, why do stars appear to circle around the North Star? I think that's a really good question. Do you all think that's a really good question? Why do stars appear to move in a circular path? And why do they circle around the North Star? See, this is the first thing I'm learning about the North Star today, because today was the very first time in my life that I ever heard that the North Star does not move. So I'm learning. We're going to learn in this classroom today. Yes, we are. The circumpolar stars appear to lie within a circle that is centered at the celestial pole and tangential to the horizon. The North Celestial Pole is located very close to the pole star, Polaris, and or the North Star. So, from the northern hemisphere, all the circumpolar stars appear to move around Polaris. So, why do they appear to move in a circular path? That's a good question. It really is. The Earth rotates around an imaginary line that goes through the north and south poles, which is called the axis of rotation. And the Earth's rotation causes every object in the sky to appear to trace out a path in the sky from east to west. Which direction do the stars move around Polaris? That's another good question, you all. Which direction? So, from an observer on Earth, objects move from east to west. That is true, because, if you're looking out at the sky, you watch the sun rise, and the sun rises in the east, it goes over, and it sets in the west. This is true for both the northern and the southern hemisphere. More accurately put, when looking north, objects in the sky move counterclockwise. Though all the objects rotate in the sky, the observed path the stars make in the sky depend on the observer's latitude. Oh, that's interesting. It is interesting. Why is Polaris an important star, you all? Hello, Applebrooks, honey. Because it lies direct line with the Earth's axis rotation above the North Pole. Well, the North Celestial Pole, Polaris stands almost motionless in the sky, and all the stars of the northern sky appear to rotate around it. I think it's a ship. What if it's a ship, you all? It could be a ship. You never know. Is the North Pole, is that near Antarctica, you all? The North Pole near Antarctica, is that up there, around there? Because you know what they say is in Antarctica, they say there's like extraterrestrial bases in Antarctica and stuff like that. And then they say deep within the Earth, there's like a whole new Earth. The one theory is inside the Earth is the greater sun, the great sun inside the Earth, I think. And then, you know, you could be inside that Earth looking up at that great sun inside that Earth like that. Something like that, you all. That's right. Yeah, so let's look at this. So, how long will Polaris be the North Star? Right now, the Earth's rotation axis happens to be pointed almost exactly at Polaris, but in the year 3000 BC, the North Star was called Thuban, also known as Alpha Draconis. And in about 13,000 years from now, the precession of the rotation axis will mean that the bright star Vega will be the North Star. Alpha Draconis. Are we talking about the Draconians? Who are the Draconians, you all? Now, that sounds like the reptilian Draconians. Let me see that. Draconians. Oh, it's the reptilians. That's what it is. Alpha reptilians. This star right now, did they just say this star right now? The North Star was called Thuban, also known as the Alpha reptilians. That's what Draconians is, the alpha males, the alpha aliens. Right there you are, right there. Come on now, we got to look at the aliens. We've got to bring the aliens into this session right now. We got to bring in the aliens. We've got to. There's no other way around it, because these aliens play a significant role on this channel. No, I don't want to see that thing right there, you all. I don't. You're going to bring in the aliens. Yes, that's right. Which aliens? That's a really good question. I hope they're going to explain to us about these aliens. Can I get out of that box? There's no, come on now. There isn't hardly any graphics. We like to look at the graphics. They're commonly described as a powerful, warlike alien race who hail from the Alpha Draconis star system. Wow. Oh my gosh. Did you just read that? This star is normally called the Thuban. The North Star was a star called Thuban, also known as Alpha Draconis. And they're just now saying the Draconians are commonly described as a powerful, warlike alien race who hail from the Alpha Draconis star system. These reptilian aliens are said to be expert genetics who possess a level of technology that far exceeds today's human technology, including the ability of interstellar travel, you all. Come on now. We have got it going now. We brought in the aliens. Boom. That star is the reptilians. That's okay, you all. That's all right. That's all right. And I don't mean any disrespect to that star, but I want to know about it now, because I just learned about that North Star not moving today. So now I want to know about it. Do you want to know about it? We can know about it. The Draconians are described as being very tall, and they're covered from head to toe in scales that range from green to red in color. Heavily built, these reptilians are to be the most violent race whose culture is based heavily on war. Oh my gosh, you all. the war machines. War. War. Oh my gosh, let's look at the Draconians really fast. I want to see a picture of the Draconians. Oh my gosh, let's look at them. Oh, that's them right there, you all. War. They got war. Are we over here? They love war. They love to have humanity fighting against one another. They feed on it. They feed on it. Okay, so we know what they look like. Right here, let's put this in here. This is what they look like. If you wanted to know what the reptilians look like, they look like this. Did we go down there, you all? It's okay. I know this is not going to be a popular video at all because we can't talk about this. We can't, but we will. All right, now let's look at this. So we got the Draconians. And that's how we got here. Let's look at this. This is really interesting. I really think it is. The Draconians don't particularly have the patience for humankind, and they see humans as a source of nourishment. They are blamed for a large percentage of human abductions, second only to the Greys. Although the ideal of a hulking reptilian warrior race doesn't generally scream abundance of intelligence, the Draconians are allegedly very intelligent and expert genetics. The origins of the Draconians varies from source to source. However, some claim that the Draconians actually created the primates, and even that they may have seeded reptilian life on Mars and then Earth. We are talking about the reptilians now because they said that this North Star was called Thuban, known as the Alpha Draconis. And when we looked up the Alpha Draconis, it came to the Draconians, and now we're over here. Oh my gosh. Sources claim that there was once a great war between the Draconians and the Lyrans, who are believed to have seeded Mars and then Earth with the human gene. It is said that the events that led up to the Great War that started with a chance meeting between the Draconians and the Lyran races, and after disagreements about genetics, the Draconians annihilated 3 Lyran planets and turned to Lyrans, the human ancestors of a sort, as a food source, you all. Oh no. That is not nice. And this is what an artist's impression of what they look like. They look kind of reptilian. They do, you all. That is not nice. It is believed that the Lyrians were trying to create a creature that could evolve of its own free will, and the Draconians saw this as a breach of their genetic laws, which only allowed the creation of life forms to serve as food or slaves. That's a lot to take in. Food or slaves. It is. This is part of the reason human abductions where the abductee has never returned are usually said to be of draconian nature, due to humans being seen as a food source by the Draconians, especially children. No, we're not talking about the children. We are not talking about them, you all. We're not. No, they got talking about the toxins and stuff. No, we're not. The origin of the Draconians vary from source to source, with some saying they descended from the earth long before humans, and others saying that the Draconians came from another universe or were even dumped in our universe by other beings. Do you think that those Draconians who descended to the earth came from the stars above because they got kicked out of heaven because they had war with, there they are, they love war, they're warring with the angels up in heaven, they had to go into the war, and they got thrown down to earth. They say that, they were here long before humans. Even in the book of Enoch, you know, those 7, was it 7 that they pleaded and pleaded with, was it Enoch or somebody, you know, to, like, you know, get forgiveness, but they turned vile and evil, and there would never be no forgiveness for them because they're so evil. Let's look at that. Some details do not recur from source to source, however, such as the Draconians populating the Alpha Draconis system, and that they are trying to suppress human advancements in technology, although the reasoning behind this is unclear. One thing is clear, however. If the Draconians do exist, we should probably try to keep well clear. So they currently populate the Alpha Draconis system. And this is what the North Star, Thuban was known as the Alpha Draconis. So let's look at it. I want to show you it. And it never leaves. It stays in the same spot. It's their ship or something. Maybe we're there. Let's see what it looks like, because you want to know what it looks like in case you got to look up in the sky. The Alpha Draconis system, Draco, the Big Dipper, right there, Draco. Why did they have to, this is really important. Why did they have to name it Draco? Why did they? They could have named it any other name, but why Draco? Why? Because of the reptilians? Is that why they had to do it? We got to put this in here. We went into this area, and we had to put it in here. You all, you may not like this video. Some people may not like it. That's okay. I don't care. Really, in the big scope of my life, it doesn't matter. You know what I think's happening right here? Let me stay on this page for a second, because I think with all of these things right here, I'm thinking maybe there's dropping in the chat being done is what I think's happening, like that. You can see it go up and down. Gina, are you even on here? The dragon, that ancient serpent called the devil, who leads the whole world astray, is what it says. M amuse. That's so silly. Yes, you are. That's kind of silly. Okay, that's fine, you are. But this is what the constellation looks like right here. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Thuban Alpha Draconis North Pole Star Stretched Canvas. Oh, look at that, you all. Dragon's tongue. So it keeps going around, and I never saw it portrayed like this, you all. Did you? Boom. Just like that. Wow. That is pretty cool looking, you all. That really is. I mean, I don't like it. Oh, let's look at this Alpha Draconis. The world Aloha. Look at that too, you all. There's many images and stuff. Oh my gosh, it does look like a serpent, a dragon in the sky. Was hurled down to the earth, the north and the northwest. So that's why it never moves. It's got hurled down and it stays in one space. It cannot move. Well, that makes sense. I can picture that. If it literally got thrown down, and yeah, then it's not moving. It's stuck here, you all. So that's really interesting right there. That really is. I think it's real interesting. Did we finish the Draconians? We already did this one. I'm going to close this out. I already marked that one. I've already marked that one. We've looked at this one. And we were going through the... Do we even want to look at the wiki fandom right here, you all? Because Draconian, let's look at it. You know, have you noticed that a lot of sites have wiki on them? It's like a dictionary. A lot of sites have wiki on them. And I find that quite interesting. It could be in the center of the firmament. It could be. You never know. Let's look at this. Yeah. Look at that big dip, you all. It went from 145. They dropped the chat rate down to 74. They're dropping. They're putting brakes in the chat rate. Is what they're doing. Isn't that interesting? It's very telling. Let's look at these Draconians. That's okay. They are a race of dragon humanoids, also called dragon men, because they walk upright human size. Draconians have scaly bodies like a dragon and a snout and snort and stubby tail. So look, they walk upright. And what country was that had that statue of one of them in it? It's some South American country of the thing. I did a video on it. They got noble draconians, flame, frost, lightning. Lightning draconians are created from eggs of blue dragons. I wanted to get back up here. I wanted to see if there was anything else on here. Let's see the origin. Created in order to fill the ranks of the dragon armies of the Dark Queen Takashis, the generals of the dragon armies are used draconian shock troops. They are not natural creatures of Kryn, and they were created from the eggs of metallic dragons, dark magic called corruption ritual. These rituals are carried out by a Dracard, a wizard of the black robes. Black robes, you all. Okay, did they say we had a... Is there supposed to be a black pope? Okay, black-robed pope. Wireless priests of the Takahish and the Harkiel, a dark-hearted red dragon. One egg yielded dozens of young draconians, depending on the color and dragon of the draconian. Aruk, Baz, Bolzak, Kapak, Sivak. So metallic dragons and all this kind of stuff. So we got all these dragons, you all. So, so can you see the North Star in Australia? Is what they want to know. Ah, this is really interesting. Can you see the North Star in Australia? The downside is you can't see the celestial poles or the stars circling around them because the rest of the planet has blocked your view. In between the poles and the equator, at latitudes like southern Australia, you get a bit of both. And in the northern hemisphere, the stars curve toward the south as they rise. So I didn't know that. If you're in Australia, then you cannot see the North Star in Australia. Isn't that interesting? Oh, we got the Japanese volcano going off. Mamo Fexes. That's right. Now let me see this really fast. Can Polaris be seen from the South Pole? It's famous for one or more reasons. If you go far north, as the North Pole, you'll see Polaris directly overhead. As you travel south, Polaris drops closer to the northern horizon, and if you get as far as the equator, Polaris will sink into the horizon. Do stars have their own light? They make their own light. The moon, the planets, the asteroid, the natural satellites, the comets shine, and they reflect it from the sun. The moon has no light of its own, so it appears to have phases. Can you always see the North Star? I guess, I don't know. How can the Big Dipper and all of this stuff? How big is Polaris? Major. Why do they North Pole appear stationary? I put this in here so you all should be able to see it. What type of star is our sun? Our sun is a dwarf star. Yellow dwarfs are small. Main sequence star. The sun is a yellow dwarf. Well, right now the sun is all white. It's all white. A red dwarf is a small, cool, very faint main sequence star whose surface temperature is under about 4,000. So, what is so special about the constellations of the zodiac? It is the ring of constellations that the sun seems to pass through each year as the earth orbits around it. Contrary to popular belief, there are 13 zodiacal constellations if you pay attention to the way astronomers define them. Yes, so you all, we got that. Let me see something really fast, you all. let me see something really fast, you all. If I can do this, I'm going to do it. Let me do this. I'm just looking over here really fast to see if I can see something in Japan. Sometimes you can't pull them up, and then sometimes you can. Let me see which one they're talking about. Sakajima Sakajima volcano. Okay. Let me see it. It's nighttime over there in Japan, is what it is. I can't really see it on this thing right here, and I really don't want to include that one in this video right here, because I don't got a clear view of that volcano going off on these webcams right here, and I can't show someone's YouTube channel with that video. I can't. Yeah. So they were looking for the lost Native American gold, you all. So we got these right here. We got the North Star. It never moves. It's located in the constellation of Draconis, which was where the Draconian reptilians are. That's where it's located. And the Draconians are a war race. They love war. They love war. And you can see right here, the North Star was called Thuban, known as Alpha Draconis. 13,000 years ago, look, in the year 3000 BC, it was called Alpha Draconis. So it doesn't move, and if you go look at the dipper, it looks like a dragon on there, and you can't see this star in Australia at all. You cannot see it. Let me come back here to me. So I think I'm going to go because I've turned the air off up here where I'm at, and it's... Oh, that's a shadow. That's a shadow. I'm not sweating yet, y'all, but I'm getting hot up here. That's right. They got white wings. The royal Draconians have white wings. Well, the ones that I saw. Okay, does somebody? I want to ask this question. We're talking about the Draconians. I want to know if someone has seen the ones that I seen that literally flew right out of the chasm in the sky back in 2018. And I'm being serious with this. I want to know if you've seen them. They got the great big wingspan like that. I thought they were hang gliders when they came out. First one came out, black. I thought they had costumes on, black, face or something, suit with a red zigzaggy or like a pointy thing around their waist like a cummerbund. Their wings were black, but their bottom of their feathers had a reddish orange. Probably down maybe the 1/5 of their feathers at the bottom, all across around 20 to 30 feet wingspan. And their legs by their ankles, where their ankles are, maybe slightly a little bit above it, like boots, they were reddish orange. And they were massive. There were around 6 or 7 of them that came out of the chasm in the clouds right above my head in 2018 when I started this around July of 2018, right in the the southwestern sky. Those ones right there. That's right. Let's see. So we talked about some Draconians that have white wings. These ones I seen. I wasn't scared at all. I wouldn't. If they were meant to harm me, they would have took me out right then and there. But then look where I am now. It's 4 years later, right where I'm at. They flew over my head. They were as low as some of those airplanes that literally, they're like, it seems like they're like maybe, well, they seem like they're around 500 feet above my house when they fly low, when the cloud cover is so thick. These literally flew right over my head, and when they got to the edge of my property, they disappeared in the sky. Like that is what they done. Yeah, that's right. Knowledge is power and awareness. Draco. Kelly Smith, well, that's what we read, a theory that they were like descended. They descended from the sky or a star system or another world. They descended to Earth. And if they're trapped on Earth, that would make sense with that North Pole star never moving. If they're trapped. Yeah. That's right. So I'm going to go. You all, I'm going to come over here. I think I've been on here a little bit long. I have. You all, how long is I've been? 46 minutes. That's long enough. Wow. Let's see what we went from. We went from 173 down here to 86. I wonder when they do this, do they drop people out of the chat? Is what I think. Do they drop them out of the chat when there's a big thing like that? Have any of you got kicked out of the chat when you're on here, like in this live chat? I really would like to know that, because I'm trying to understand why that happens and what happens when it does. I mean, this literally happens like for a brief, a few seconds is what happens. It did it again. You see right here, it did it again for a brief second. I don't know how many seconds it is that they do it in. 50. Maybe they do it for like maybe 2 seconds or so, and then push it back up. And when they do, that chat rate breaks like that if you got kicked out. Well, Michelle, honey, don't be surprised if you're not receiving notifications. That's okay. T, honey, you leaving your prints all over the place. That's right, your little paw prints. Okay. Yeah. And you know, some people said, Gina, you need to, Gina, it would be good if you would, let me put myself on here. It'd be good if you would give us a set time every single day to do your live videos. I can't do that because I'm too spontaneous, and that means I'm confined. I'm confined, and if I had something to share, I would feel, well, I can only do one video a day, and this is the time I'm going to do the one video. That's why I don't, because I don't know what each day may bring. I do like planning, but not like that. That's right. No, but sometimes it's like no one can see your chat. Only you can see your chats. Well, you know what? I can't even see my chats at time if you're talking about the live chats, because I've noticed some of the live chats from some live videos, depending on the subject or depending on whoever's controlling it, they don't appear. They don't appear for ever. And then some appear hours later with that. So I don't even get to see them either. I ate another brownie today. We still have some brownie. That's right. Boom. All right, you all. I'm going to go. And with that being said, so I learned something about the North Star today. This is the first time in my life, too, that I learned it. That it never moves. And it's an Alpha Draconis. And that's where the Draconian reptilians are from, in the Ursa Minor, by the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, and it stays fixed. But if you live in Australia, you can't see the North Star. How about that? That's right, and that's good. So with that being said, thank you all once again. Thank you, Apple Brooks, honey, and hello. Let me see myself. Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, you all. Hope to see you later.